Welcome to lesson number 6 in Capture and Convert. Now, let me be the first to say congratulations. I imagine at this point you have a fully formed and completed lead magnet marketing funnel. Bravo. You've got one, and you're going to learn in the next couple of lessons what to do with it and how to really make it work for your business. We're going to start by talking about how to promote and market your lead magnet. Now, remember, if we don't get that first part to work, none of the rest of this stuff comes into play, which really underscores the need to get this landing page, the lead magnet, in front of as many people as possible. We need lots of eyes on it so that we can try to capture them and bring them through the entire funnel. That's really mission number 1. So it's time to put it to work. And what that means is you need to publish it and market it like a champion. We need as many eyes as possible on this lead magnet so it will really work for your business. Now, it starts with your website. You want to be hosting and sharing your lead magnet on your website. And there's several places to do that. First is the homepage. You can use a pop-up there. You can put it in the footer, and it could also be mid-page. You may have noticed on some websites when you're scrolling through, when you get a little further down the page, there's actually a bar that kind of runs across with an opt-in. And I like all of these options, and I would encourage you to use a couple. Blogs are another key one. So you can put this opt-in not only on the main blog page, but also inside of relevant posts. So often what we will do with Hatch Tribe is at the very end of an article on our blog, we'll include an opt-in, and it'll have a very short little bit of text with a link for people to opt in and go ahead and get that freebie. But the key here is put it on relevant blog posts. You don't want to necessarily be putting it on every single thing because it may not make sense in the context. The resource page on your website, if you have one, is a great place to also put this. Many businesses will have a place to just gather up free resources or links or affiliates, anything that you're sharing with your customers or clients that's helping educate them. So definitely put it there. Now, your contact page can actually be another really great spot if you have that separate from all of these other things. So there may be a form there where they can email you or a link to your email where they can reach out directly. But also, it's nice to have people sign up for your newsletter there, but sometimes it becomes a little bit more intriguing to give them this lead magnet as an option. Now, I want to mention 2 really cool tools. One is called Hello Bar, the other is called Opt-in Monster. Both of these sites essentially create and host different types of pop-ups or opt-in options on your website. It's advanced, but it's not hard to use. So they give you multiple templates that basically create, much like you already have, a landing page or an opt-in page, but it's exclusively for the purpose of interacting with traffic on your website. And they tend to get higher conversion rates than the standard pop-up that's probably included with your website. So let me just talk about my business. We use Squarespace. Squarespace has in their marketing options where you can use a pop-up or you can use this marketing bar that's at the top of the website. Now, both of those are great. But we've also tested Hello Bar specifically. And when we did that, we found that we got higher conversion rates from the various different pop-ups we used. And you can run them on all pages in your website, or you can restrict it to a few. You'll see that some of them will take over the entire page. You can use one that's an exit intent, meaning as soon as someone's going to leave your site, it pops up and it's like, hey, wait, before you go. So there are a number of really cool options there. So I do encourage you to check that out. It can help you really lay it up when people are coming to your website. Now, social media is the next place you want to take this lead magnet and go promote the crap out of it. So the key here is you always want to focus on platforms where you can best reach your ideal customer. So for example, you're not going to go promote this thing on LinkedIn if it's not for a professional business-oriented audience. You're not going to go promote it on Instagram if it's intended for someone who would not even think about spending their time there. So you want to put it where it makes sense. And these are likely the platforms that you have already selected for your marketing strategy. So the first place is get it into that bio or profile link. You want it there. And note on Instagram, I mean, we will always say like, click the link in bio. That's standard operating procedure for Instagram specifically, but even in Facebook, there is a place to talk about your business and to share a short little bio and a link. So put it there. Now, of course, you're going to use post. So you're going to want to share this in your feed regularly. And of course, you can use stories to do the same. Now, remember, we lose clickability in many cases, but it doesn't mean you can't talk about it. You're just going to have to be clear about where they need to go to sign up to get it. Now, you may also be member in groups like Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups, and those are other places where you can share it. Now, the key is you've got to be mindful of what the group rules are, because in many cases you can't promote your own business. But if you're interacting with other people and they're asking for help with something, that's often a nice time to say, hey, I actually have a tool for this. You can grab it here. So understand it may happen in a different way inside of those groups, but that's a really good way to use it. Company pages are also great. So LinkedIn's the example I'm thinking of here, where you may have a profile for your business, and instead of just saying sign up for our newsletter, you can offer this freebie. And of course, ads. I cannot say enough about this. Ads are a part of this strategy. And the thing that you have to remember as a marketer in today's day and age is that organic reach is really low. It's really low. Maybe 10% of your audience is seeing what you post on any given day. So if you have 1,000 fans, that's only 100 people. And are all 100 taking action on it? Absolutely not. So paid ads are a really important part of this process. And I highly recommend that you use them to attract in new leads. Because remember, as a business owner, when you're saying, I want to grow my business, that part of that is attracting people that you don't know. It's finding these people that right now are perfect strangers, turning them on to your business, and then over time developing the relationship so they want to work with you. And that's about awareness. That's about generating new action on your business and talking to people you are not currently talking to. Now, some other great spots to put your lead magnet. Your email signature. Think about how many times you're sending out emails and how often you're interacting with people, even if they perhaps found your contact information on your website or maybe via your business card. So this is a great place, and I encourage you to ask your entire team to update their email signature accordingly. Now, your email list can also be used, and I ask you to just think about this strategically. You may be able to re-engage the part of your email list that's not been interacting with you by sending them an option to get this thing. And then you enter them into that email series. So it's a nice way of just reaching out to people that perhaps haven't been opening your emails recently and giving them a chance to just get a freebie and then let it go from there. Now, guest blogs and articles are great too. And remember, when you're guest blogging, your work is being published somewhere else. So there's a good opportunity to tee up who you are and what you do, and typically that's going to come in the end, in the author bio. And often there will be a link that's driving traffic to your site. And I encourage you to use the landing page because that's helping you make contact and really put them into your list. Now, there's also forums like Medium or Quora where you can go on and interact, and Medium, you can even publish full-length articles. Now, if you're doing video for your business, oh gosh, put it in the captions and talk about it in your videos. So you could say like, hey, make sure you grab this free thing. And then in the captions, you've got the link. Do that always with videos. Now, if you want a podcast, whether you have your own or you're a guest on someone else's, it's a wonderful way to tee up your work and provide something of value, and especially if you're talking about the exact same topic. So think about if your lead magnet's addressing a specific issue, and let's just say you go on and you guest as a podcast guest on someone else's show, you can tee it up and then say, hey, I've got a resource guide for you. You can grab it here. And then that is going to get included in the show notes from that particular episode. And of course, remember, that's typically on someone else's platform, which is great. It exposes you to new audiences. Now, if you host webinars, can't say enough about it. Of course, the webinar itself may have been part of your strategy to get new audience, but even then, you can tee them up to get another thing, which puts them into a more active engagement with you, which is great. And if you're ever speaking or mentoring audiences, I really encourage you to put these lead magnets in your bio or in your contact information for post-event connections. It's just a nice way of building that relationship with people you may have presented to in any format. And ads again. Here specifically pay-per-click ads, and this is using typically Google Ads, and this is where your ads could be served all in search, meaning in the Google search engine, but also on other sites where your lead magnet can be showing up and following around other people in places where they're not thinking about it, but you're intercepting them in a really meaningful spot. So some pro tips on all of this. You got to promote, promote, promote. If you fail to market it well, you are never going to get enough eyes on it to make it work. I can't say enough. This is mission number one. So promote it every single week on every platform you use for your business. And of course, you're not going to say the same thing every week, so mix up the language with your post. Keep it fresh, keep it interesting, try different images, and just see what gets traction. And I just encourage you again as a business owner, just remember the rule of 7. It means it takes an average of 7 times for a person to see your message before they'll take action. Soak that up for a minute. So you might show up with this lead magnet and you start sharing it out and you find yourself frustrated that not as many people have signed up for it yet. But remember, it takes time. And just, I gotta reiterate this because we really need to talk about organic reach again, so you understand why paid ads are so important as a modern business. Let's just assume that you have 1,000 followers and you've shared this out on your platform. Organically, less than 10% is going to see what you've posted. So that's now 10% of the following. That takes us to 100 people. So 100 people may see what you've posted, but not all 100 are going to take action. Now you keep sharing it out, but you may be forgetting this rule of 7. So you've now posted 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and you're finding yourself frustrated. Why is no one taking action? They haven't even seen it 7 times. And remember, if they're not engaging with you, they may not be the same audience again. That 10% that's seeing your post organically is not necessarily that same person week after week either. So it gets really fragmented. You can't do justice to your business in today's era without really considering the investment in paid ad strategy. So you're gonna need to do it. So get over the hurdle. I have to just be straight with you because I think there's a lot of business owners that say like, I can't afford to invest in it. And the truth is you can't afford not to. You can't afford not to, or you're gonna have to spend all of your time and energy going out and actively outreaching into new audiences, new platforms. And I got to tell you, that is not the best use of your time because paid ads are not actually that expensive. And I'll show you something in a minute. So take action. First thing, promote your lead magnet. Start with your website and create multiple places for people to grab your lead magnet. Then add it to your social media bios and links and promote it every week on every platform that you're using. Just mix up the text, mix up the copy, mix up the images so that you don't wear people out. Then add it to your email signature and pick a few of the other unpaid places to post and engage with it. Then market for more eyes. So here, these paid ads can be used to generate more traffic. And of course, you're going to use targeting to do that. So when you build the audience for that, whether you're using social media or Google ads as in pay-per-click, you're going to build an audience and it's going to be targeted. So you're really going to think about who your ideal customer is and exactly who you want for this particular product or service. This is what's key. An average cost per lead on social media is just $3. So think about that in the construct of your business for a minute. Would it be worth it to you to have something running that's generating a new lead for $3 while you're doing something else? You're damn right. In most businesses, this is a proposition that pays because when you think about what you sell and the lifetime value of a customer you have, for many of you, it's in the thousands of dollars. For some of you, even if you're selling something less expensive, chances are it's well over $3, right? So you want to be generating a profit in your business, and I recognize marketing is looked at in many cases as an expense. I view it differently. It's an investment, and it's a critical piece of the investment. So if you want to really put the fuel in the tank and get growth in your business, move towards this. Even if you don't do it today, move towards it, get more comfortable with it, build a budget for it, go invest in ads. All right, that's all we've got in this lesson. Now we have one more lesson. I want to meet you there so we can talk about how to evolve this over time, because I got to tell you, this is just the first of many marketing funnels you'll have for your business, and you're going to learn so much more as you go.